Namaskar. Today we are going to discuss about MOOCs and its major uh, MOOCs delivery platforms. We'll do hands-on on one of the MOOCs delivery platform, that is Google Classroom. So let's see how MOOCs help us in the teaching learning activity. So MOOCs, you can see a different education space, boundaryless university, massive open online courses. So these are few MOOCs delivery platforms like Swayam. There is one of the platform recognized by the Government of India MHRD, and just like Swayam, we have many platforms like Moodle, OpenEdX, Sakai, Angel, eTutor, Course Builder, Blackboard, Coursera, Canvas, and number of platforms we have to deliver the course online. Remember, these are just platform, just a platform to transact the course in a online mode. Swayam is a platform that is a recognized platform by the MHRD. So if as a student we adopt a course on the Swayam, that will be benefited, means the credit will be transferred to the final transcript. Or as a teacher, if we adopt a course under Arpit category, that is equal to one refresher course. So Swayam is the platform that is recognized by the MHRD, but just like Swayam, we have many platform, and these platforms are in existence from last 20 years, more than 20 years. And out of these, today we are going to discuss one platform, that is Google Classroom. Although I have not written in that slide, but that is one of the platform that is a product of Google. And in the next lecture I'll discuss also a few free open source platform as well. So in this lecture, let's see how Google Classroom can help us to deliver the course online. When we are logging into our Gmail account, in the right side top corner, you can see these are 9 dots we call as a Google app. When we click on these Google apps 9 dot, see here few apps will appear like YouTube, Play Store, News, Gmail, Google Meet, Contact, Drive, Calendar, Duo, Doc, Slide, Sheet, Hangout, and one of the app is here, Google Classroom. Under the Google apps, here when we click on these Google apps, so under the available app, one of the app is here, that is Google Classroom, that we call as a classroom. Once we click on that classroom, then one site will open, classroom.google.com. You can directly open this site as well. Just type classroom.google.com, but before that you should log in into your Gmail account, or we can say Google account. So that is product of Google. So Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive, Google Classroom, Hangout, Google Meet, these all are product of Google family. So one single sign on will work with these all apps. So Google Classroom is part of this Google family. So that same Gmail ID will work with the Google Classroom. So first log in with the Gmail account, and then directly you can open classroom.google.com, or from the Google app you can go to the just select the classroom and Google Classroom will open within your account, Google Classroom. When you open your Google Classroom, that is available under two variants. One is with your personal Gmail account and one is with your G Suite account. So let's first understand what is that personal Gmail account and G Suite account. Personal Gmail, what we are using right now, our xyz at the rate gmail.com, and we are logging in onto the Google server. So that is our personal Gmail. In the personal Gmail, we are getting 15 GB storage. 15 GB includes my Google Drive, Google Photo, Gmail, and the content we are going to upload within the Google Classroom that consume the storage of Google Drive. Means I have total 15 GB storage, 15 GB storage with my personal Gmail account. Otherwise, if we are using G Suite account, G Suite is account is university level or any college level or institutional level account. It's not for individual, and also G Suite is available free of cost. It's a Google providing the all government university G Suite account free of cost. So if you have G Suite account, then you have 5 TB storage, 5 TB, 5000 gigabyte. You can just imagine it's like a unlimited storage. If you have G Suite account, if you don't have right now G Suite account, you can continue your Google Classroom with your personal Gmail account. But if you have G Suite account, then you will have some extra feature within the Google Classroom that is available under G Suite account holder only, like storage. 5 TB storage. Google Classroom will consume my Google Drive storage. So if I have G Suite account and it's 5 TB storage, so it's like a unlimited, then I don't have any issue with the storage if I am creating a Google Classroom via my G Suite account, and many other advantages and some extra features as well within the Google Classroom that is under the G Suite account. So during the hands-on, I'll share you the difference as well with your personal Gmail and G Suite both. So now I am going to demonstrate the Google Classroom. This is one of the learning management platform via personal Gmail account. So here I have opened my personal Gmail account, and via this Google app, here you can see this app. I opened the Google Classroom from here, and once I open my classroom, that site classroom.google.com will open, and here you can see to create or join a class. The first point is here to create or join a class. So as a teacher, I have to create a class, and as a student, I have to join a class. So for both the end, as a teacher or as a student, both they have to go on that classroom.google.com, and if I am a teacher, I have to create a class, or if I am a student, then I have to join a class. And to join a class, that's via a code or via invitation shared by the teacher that I'm going to show you how student can join in our class. So let's first see the teacher view, how we can create a class and how we can upload a content material into the Google Classroom. And then parallelly I'll show you how student can access the content and participate in the assignments and the available material which is uploaded by me as a teacher. And also Google Classroom have mobile app is available, so student can access the material via mobile app as well. So let's see as a teacher. So first I have to click on create a class. Once I click on this plus symbol, then I have two options: join a class or create a class. So I am a teacher, I am going to create a class, and if I am a student, I have to click on join a class, and that I let you know. So first create class. So it's first time, just one time activity, just then continue, and the class name, that is the required field, and remaining is optional, so we can skip other, but required we have to fill. So let's take me one and any class name, let's say demo, or I just type let's say I'm teaching C plus plus, my course C plus plus programming, right? C plus plus programming, and that is my class name. I am just create, just create. So my class is creating. So within a few seconds, class will be created. Here you can see one class is added with the name C++ programming. So any point of time you can edit this name, and you can rename this one C++ programming with something else. Any point of time you can do as a teacher, you can do any editing. So here the overall that class divided in four parts. First is stream, second classwork, third people, fourth grade. In stream, the stream is, it's like a notification or announcement board. So whatever the activity or material or quiz assignment we will going to create, so a by default notification will be created here. Or as a teacher, I suppose to announce something, let's say tomorrow there will be no class, or tomorrow there will be extra class, so I can type the announcement here, and that will be visible to the all student on their front board. Next is classwork. So here we are going to upload the material, and as well going to create the assignment, MCQ, like that. Third is people. So in people, here I have two options, teacher and student. So here I can add my co-teacher, and from here I can add the my student. And in the grade, so whatever activity I created in the classwork tab, so all activity automatically compile here, and the complete grade book I can see all the students. Okay, let's uh, see one by one how we can use these all features. First, stream. So in the stream, here you can see the communicate with your class here. So I can write anything here, and student can view these content when they log in into your into their classroom, into their Google Classroom. Once I click on this share something with your class, share something with your class, that will ask share with your class. Let's say I'm going to announce tomorrow there will be 1 hour extra class from 10 to 11, right? And if I wish to add something, I can upload here. It's maybe some notification or order, so I can add here. That order may be via YouTube, my file that is in my system, so I can upload, or any website link or URL or any material that is available under my Google Drive. So I can attach anything from these resources if it is required. And one more option is here. So tomorrow class, why that announcement is here. So maybe in my class few repeater student and few are current present students, so maybe that announcement is not for few students, 2 10 or 20 students, so I can select here all student, and I can just uncheck right now no one in join in my class, so that's why it's nothing is showing, only all student. Otherwise the list of all the student will be visible here. So using that list, if I wish to uh, uncheck, if I wish to deselect the few students, that student don't need to read these kind of the announcements, so I can select the particular student to share this kind of assignment, and the, no sorry assignment, this is in this kind of a announcement, right? And just click on post, or I can schedule it, or I can just save as a draft, or I can post it. So or schedule it at that particular time, that will be automatically published. Otherwise simple post. So it's posting, and here see that announcement is appearing the all the student who is enrolled in my class. So and any point of time I can edit it, delete it, or reuse it, and like that. So student can comment here, and I can see their comments, and I can send back the comment, their reply via here. So Steam is like a notice board and like that. Now see one few more things. So here so according to the course, so I can select the theme, the by default theme, or I can upload the photo as well. Maybe I have few images related to my course, so I can just select the upload photo, and I can upload the photo here. Otherwise just select the theme, so I can change that different theme if I wish to. Let's say I'm teaching C++, so let's see related to computer. So here you can see related to computer, one theme is here, so I can apply this theme. Otherwise you can upload your own any wallpaper, any image as well. So my theme is going to change, so here it's, you can see it changing, so theme is changed. So as just C++ programming is related to IT, so I just change the theme is like that. Otherwise you can upload it here, any image. Here you can see class code. So once you click this box that say display, right, so then one box will appear, so that we call as a class code. So I can share this class code to whom I want to add as a student in my class. That is the one way to join the student in my class, just sharing this code. That code is generated by the system automatically, and any point of time I can disable it as well. But to join the student in my class in this Google Classroom, so that code will help me. And another way is to join the student in my class. So under the people option here, just see invite student. So students, invite student. Once I click invite student, I just need to type their email IDs. So if I have the email IDs, I'm just typing their email IDs, right, xyz at gmail.com, anything, and then next and next and next. So email, just type their email ID and click on invite, so that in that Google Classroom will send a invitation on that particular email ID to these student, and then the student via invitation can join this class. So now we have two way to join these classroom. One is via invitation, from here invite the student, and one under the stream via code. So let's say I just copy this code and just close it. Now I'm going to add here. I have another browser. I opened one more browser, and now I am going to join a class. So that is a different browser. So I just click on join a class and enter that code and just click on join. So now I will automatically join in that particular class that I have created, C++ programming. So here you can see, as a student I join in that and class. So here you can see the student view, the stream announcement part I have created, that tomorrow there will be 1 hour extra class, so that will appear here. That is the student view. So in the student view, no class code is here, nothing to change that, no option to change the theme or image, no option of the grade, and no option to add the teacher or student. So here they can see the teacher name only, and in the classwork they can see the material only, right? So whatever uploaded by the teacher, and the student can participate in the assignment and quiz. And in the stream box you can see the teacher can the student can see the material announcement whatever uploaded by the teacher. The student, this is a student view. Now come back to the teacher view. So here is the teacher view. So teacher view, you can see the few extra options I have, the grade and many few options are here, right? So the one way I have just shown you the via this code. So those who have this code, they can join my class. Or if you have the email ID of that particular student, 20, 30, 40, whatever, if you have email ID, just you can join the via email ID, sending the invitation. So here I can see I have one student I have. So any point of time I can the remove the student. Here just select an action, remove the student. So I can remove the student from my class, mute the student, or email the student at any point of time. One-to-one email I can do, and I can just do some comment as well to all. And so in teach come back to the student view. So in student view, so student can directly communicate to the student, dear sir, sorry, uh, tomorrow I will not able to attend the class, and post. So that is posted by the student. So it's posting. And now come back to the teacher view. Now I'm going to teacher view. So here just refresh this stream option, and once I select this one, so here you can see on the teacher my dashboard, I can see the particular student posted a comment, and I can read that comment and I can reply. That particular student only reply to this comment only, or to all class comment, or this particular only. So I can delete this that comment, I can mute this the student this comment, and like that I can do this one. From this home page of classroom, so here is the option setting. So few settings, let's see few setting to control the classroom content. So here just click on setting. So here I can rename the class details, class name. So in the journal setting, you can see class code. So that is my class code. So later on, if any point of time you feel that code is uh, having multiple students, so you can disable this code, you can reset, you can copy or display, you can control this class code as well. You just disable it. So via this code, so further no one will able to join this class. And stream, student can post and comment, so I can control only teacher can post and comment on the dashboard, front dashboard under the stream. So only teacher can post and comment, student can only comment, and student can post and comment as well. So I can control here this one as well. Class work on stream, so here I have few option again. Show attachment and details, so notification, hide notification, and like that I can control. Show deleted item, enable, disable, we can control it. Or in the grading option, so overall grade, we show overall grade to students, so I can enable it or disable it. Any point of time I can do it. Total point or weightage or categories, and like that we can control the these overall few settings. So these are about stream now. And I think that we also covered these people as well. Via invitation we can share the invitation link to the student. Now let's see this classwork part. So in the classwork part, here create option is here. So in the create, what I need to create, so I have options: assignment, quiz, question, material, and reuse the post. Means let's see one by one. And topic. So first let's create a topic. Topic means it's like we can divide our course like section 1, 2, 3, 4, or unit 1, 2, 3, 4, or module 1, 2, 3, 4, or it's like a, in our syllabus we have multiple units, so multiple topics, so we can divide our course material under the topic. So in the topic, first I'll say introduction, and add one topic I have created, introduction. Let's create one more topic. One more topic is hands-on. Let's add. So I'm just creating few topics and like that, so I can just shuffle these topics, just introduction up and like that. Okay, just like that we can create a module 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have like such kind of a structure in module 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can do like that, and I can shift this one just below after the introduction module, and then hands-on like that. Topic is here, and now click on. So that is all about topic. Now come to the material. Then after that we'll see on assignment and quiz part. So material. Once I click on material, so here it's asking what I need to upload as a material. So let's say I'm going to upload lecture PPT, right? And lecture PPT via add. So where my lecture PPT, it's in my system, so that I have to select file. If it is in my Google Drive, then I have to select my from Google Drive. Or if something is like in SlideShare or like that, if I am using a SlideShare, just link from the SlideShare from here. Okay, let's say it's in my system. Just click on file, and I'm searching via upload, browse, and let me pick one PPT. Let me pick one PPT. So here I just pick my PPT, and it's just uploading. So it's uploading. So here my lecture PPT is uploaded, and I can also create upload that my any content via Google Drive. So I'll just show you Google Drive as well. Just click on Google Drive. Okay, so here I just pick this one from via Google Drive. Okay, it's already there that I have uploaded via offline file. So let me pick something else. Okay, let me pick something like, okay, this one. So here I have uploaded one file via Google Drive, and here few options are here, create. So what I need to create: doc, slide, sheet, drawing, or form. Let's say for the some calculation parts, let's say I'm creating a sheet as well. So that is a Google Sheet. So it's creating. So sheet is here, it's creating. So I can name this sheet as well. So I can name as a data, and here. So that sheet is here. So I upload multiple things as a content. So I can upload anything, and here just the right side, once I finish my material, lecture PPT or anything, I can upload. So here I have an option all students. So right now you can see I have only one student. So if let's say I have 10, 20, 13 students, so I can select that particular student that material is not for this student, and I can select like that, or for the all students. So all student, it's for all. So I can select it here, and under which topic. So let's say under introduction topic. Under introduction topic, I'm going to share this material and post. I can directly post, or before post I can schedule it or save as a draft. So later on I can again just go through and finalize it and post it. Otherwise, if everything is okay, just post it. So that will be posted under the topic introduction my lecture PPT. Now just okay, come back to the student view. Let's see how it's look like on student view. Here I come back to the student view. So let me refresh. Just I have uploaded. So let's refresh this one, and here you can see under the stream part that automatically appear. Posted a new material. The name is lecture PPT. So after just clicking from here, student can go to the material, or under the classwork. Under the classwork, so here you can see under the introduction part, lecture PPT is here. So I can just click that one, and all the material I have uploaded, the student can take a view of all the material, and view material, and all the material will be available. Now okay, come back to the teacher view. So here is the teacher view. So I have uploaded another introduction part, so that will be visible to the student. Okay, now just go to create again, and we just seen the material. So like that we can upload the material. So let's upload the material under the another topic as well, so that you can understand easily. So let's see, uh, let's say case studies, add from let's say from Google Drive. No, I think let's now this time let's say via link. So which link? So I need to put a link here, that may be from any journal link. So anything. So let's say jstore.org. So that would be particular link. I'm just typing it here, and add link. I'm just typing the link. Otherwise, that will be a particular that case study or journal or article link should be there, right? And from YouTube, let's say few video related to my case study I wish to upload. So I can just search the video, C++ programming, right? So any video, if in your channel, you can just copy the URL from your channel and just paste the URL here. Okay, let me open the YouTube. Okay, just go to the my channel. Here is my channel. So I'm just opening my videos. Okay, so my video is here. So I'm just copying my video URL. Okay, just copy the URL, come back to the Google Classroom, add URL, not URL we did, add YouTube URL, paste the URL, click on add. So like that I can upload the video material as well. So e-tutorial and e-content, both I can upload in the material section. So in the material, so just add from YouTube. So if you have any video material, tutorial material, just upload your material in your preferably in your YouTube. Otherwise that will also work via your Google Drive as well, or it may be something else on place you have Vimeo and like that you have uploaded, just paste the link from there, or any file if in your system. So any material that is available you have, so you can upload just using this add button and upload the material. And again these options are here under which topic, let's say under the hands-on part, and click on post. So I can schedule it or like that, so I'll just post it. So here you can see under the hands-on that case study new material is uploaded. So on the student portal, so again in the screen part that will visible that your teacher has uploaded some material with the name case study. And one more important thing is here, whenever as a teacher we are uploading something or creating assignment and like that, parallelly the email notification also worked. So at every the assignment or material, every activity, the system will that Google will generate an email and send to the all students. So that material is shared by the students. So now under the classwork, just let's see some another option, create. Now let's see the important point is here. So material means we can share anything with the student, just to share the material, whatever I have in the form of video, tutorials, or e-content, e-text, audio, anything whatever I have via links, files, I can share with the student. So once we share the material with the student, now it's time to create a assignment. So here create assignment. So let's create a assignment. Okay, so assignment part. So first is title. So in the assignment, let's say unit 1 assignment. If some instructions I wish to hear, the this will be graded assignment, yeah, activity, or anything, any activity, any instructions you wish to give here, so you can make it here. And as a assignment, what I need to upload, again I have few options: drive, via link file, or via video. And I can share a, let's say, Google Sheet. I'm just create a Google Sheet, like I supposed to collect some data from this student. So I created a Google Sheet, and here I have option, make a copy for each student. Means that Google Sheet is not common for all, so that will be, you can see that if I'm using that option, make a copy for each student, so that will be visible to the different all the student in a different view, and once they can enter their data in that sheet, so that will visible to me only as a teacher. So if I'm using like a make a copy of each student, otherwise if I wish to share only one, so student can edit file or view file, I have option, otherwise that is a good option, make a copy for the each student. So like that I can create an assignment, and in a assignment I can upload let's upload my assignment few file. uh, let's say let if I have few file, let's say I upload one the PDF file. Remember, whatever I am uploading here, that will consume my Google Drive storage. In your Google Drive, one folder will be created with your class name, and that will consume your Google Drive storage. So here the material is uploaded, and for the response I uploaded the one the Google spreadsheet as well to take the responses from the student, right? And here I have again option, I wish to share with the all student or some specific students. So suppose I have created the I have 40 students, so I divided the 40 student in 4 group, so I can create a 4 assignment from 1 to 10, 11 to 20 student, and 21 to 30, and 31 to 44 type of different assignment I can create it here, and that will be on a point basis, and which point, let's say on 10 point, and graded activity, or you can say ungraded as well, so that will be not a graded activity. And due date, of course, that is a required thing. When will be the due date? So 1 week, I'm just putting the 1 week, right? Under which topic? So let's say module 1, okay, and done and assigned. So here, while we created the sharing the material, post option is here. Now I have created the assignment, now assign option is here. So again I can schedule the assignment tomorrow or after 7 days or week, or I can schedule or save as a draft or just assign. So I'm just immediately I'm assigning it one, that will assign to the student immediately. So here that assignment under the module 1 unit 1 assignment is generated. So let's come back to the see the student view. So here I come to the student view. So here you can see the in the stream part, the posted a new assignment. That assignment is here. When I click on classwork, so here the assignment will be appear. So let's refresh it. It's assignment under the here, that assignment is appeared. So let's say this one assignment is here, that's one will expand. Now we are at student view, so I can view assignment as a student. So as a student I can upload here, you can see add or create, so I can upload anything, same like feature via my Google Drive link, file or doc or sheet, anything, right? Or I can comment, private comment to this, you can see the private comment, or a all class comment. So like that we can communicate to the particular student in a private mode or all the students as well. So once I upload, let's say if I'm as a student, I upload one file. Okay, let me upload one file as a student. I'm submitting my assignment. So let me upload something as a student. So I'm uploading something here. Okay, done. So I have uploaded something is here, and hand in. Once I click hand in, my assignment will be submitted. So as a student, my assignment is submitted, done. Now come back to the teacher view. So here I can see this assignment part. I just go to assignment part. Here I can see turned in. So let's say I have 40 students. So here I can see out of 40 how many turned in the assignment. So here I can see only one have turned in. I can just go back to the turned in part, and here the one student only. Just have a look that assignment. So I'm just looking that assignment and can see, and here out of 10 enter their grade. The assignment grade is here out of 10, and private comment you can see here. Here is the private comment. So I can come back to the comment, the private and written. So once I click on written means that grade will be awarded to the student. So I just click on written. Now it's done. Okay, come back to the now again the classroom part. Okay, now let's see in the classwork one very popular and important feature, rubric assignment. How we can create a rubric assignment? So let's go to create assignment. The same, everything will be same. So now I'm going to create a rubric assignment. Let's say assignment. So within bracket, let's say not just for example, let's say rubric, and let me upload something as a assignment. Okay, let me upload something as a assignment. Okay, it's uploaded. Student can view or make a multiple copy. I can do like that. And here everything is same, all the student and grade, let's say for 10 point only, due date, everything is same, time, under which topic, let's say under introduction topic, and option is here rubric. Now here is the option rubric. So under the rubric, first, if I have already some created rubric, I can reuse or import from Excel sheet or create a rubric. So let's create a rubric to create this assignment as a rubric assignment. So I just create rubric. So in the create rubric, in rubric, we have to enter one criteria and their further level, excellent, good, fair, or like that. So just click that first is criteria. So my criteria is, let's say first criteria is my related to data. Then data is my criteria. So is first is let's say 5 point or 4 point uh, data input is excellent. Okay, add now 3 point only one gap is found, if only one gap. So anything you can describe here, if only one gap in data, and the two number, if more than two missing part, or one need improvement, and one more, let's say 0. Nothing in the sheet. So that's my first criteria. Now add a criteria again. Now next criteria, let's say based on the presentation. Okay, so I have to fill again their points. So 4 point, let's say excellent presentation. 3 point, good. 2 point, need document, or let's say directly 0 not presented, right? So like that, I just created the two criteria. So you can create add criteria and their description, add criteria and their description. So that first set your criteria and their description. So you can see I have created four type of criteria based on data, presentation, and identification of the problem, and just click on save. So like that, you have to create your criteria and their description and their parts, and click on save. My rubric is created. So here you can see, let's have a look on my rubric. So here is my rubric based on the few criteria is here. So here is the criteria and with the points, and just come back to the here. So I have created now rubric assignment and just click on assign. So rubric assignment is created. Now come back to the student part. Let's see once student, let's finish the activity. So here you can see assignment rubric is here. So just click on this one, rubric assignment. So here is the criteria. So student can have a look what kind of criteria in the rubric teacher going to follow, and based on that he can student, he or she can prepare their assignment and click on add the assignment part. So any assignment, let's say I'm going to submit assignment. So I'm just selecting something, assignment uploading by the student, done. So uploading here and hand in, done. So from student login, that assignment is submitted. Now come back to the teacher view. So here the rubric assignment. So here I can see the one is turned in. Come back to this one. Let's the assignment is here. One is turned in out of total students. So out of, I have only one student enrolled in my class. So it's one is here, and just click on this one assignment part, which is submitted by the student. And here you can see the rubric part. So just reading the assignment, the submitted by the student. So here I'm just reading the assignment, and here based on the assignment I can define, okay, data, let's say here excellent, or this one presentation, okay, excellent, identification of gaps. So in between, if I wish to say what is the criteria, the definition is here. So I can see here the detail, excellent, good, and moderate or acceptable or not. So the identification part. So let's say this one is again selected. So this one again, and so written. So everything is excellent. So you can, based on the rubric, we can also check the assignment part. And from here, if we have students, just click next, 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 and next student, the content will appear here, and just mark there the value, and then next student, and that like that you can create. Okay, now let's see a few more things. So in this stream we covered, in the classwork we have seen the how we can upload the material and how we can take the assignment in a normal way and as well as in a rubric assignment. Both way we have seen. And now let's see a few more things. Create quiz assignment. Quiz assignment. So same, the you can see look and feel will same, everything is same. The difference is in the quiz assignment you can see the blank quiz means Google form quiz will be attached automatically here. So you can see the quiz is attached with the Google form quiz. So Google, The quiz means Google Form quiz within the Google Classroom. You know that Google Form, Google Drive, Google Classroom, all are product of same family, so they are integrated to each other. So let's take a quiz example. Quiz, and here is the quiz automatic created. Once I selected the quiz, so I can just create this quiz, so that will be redirecting to me the Google form. So everybody know how to create a quiz is here. So let me create one question one, and let me put answer. Let's say let me put answer OER. Let's me answer here. After putting the four option, let's define their answer key. I select this one with the point value of 1. Done. Answer is defined, is required field, and like that I just created. You can just need to create a few more questions and questions, so that will be automatically saved in my quiz here. So that is all about quiz. So that will automatically appear once you click on assign. So let's say again 10 point, and due date of the assignment, under which topic need to define, and just click on assign. So that quiz will be assigned to the students. That is quiz under the introduction module, and that is by default connected with my Google form quiz. So that is overall the about quiz. So when student log in into their Google Classroom, so they click on quiz. Let's have a look on the student view. So I'm now come back to student view. Here you can see that quiz is assigned here. Let's click on quiz. Blank quiz is here. Let's say open here. So now I'm the student login. You can see that quiz is open in student view. Let's select and submit. So that quiz is submitted by the student. Now come back to the teacher view. So here in the quiz, sheet 1 turned in. So I can see the 1 in turned in. So here the student work is appear, and I can define their grade directly here. So done. Now just come back here. Now we see classwork stream. Let's say grade. So I said that grade is automatically is generated. Here you can see one student. I have created two assignment. One is rubric, one is without rubric, one is quiz, and here all the grades are here. One is showing draft. I have not turned in, not written in to the student, so that's why it's showing me draft. I have not returned to the student. This one is still draft condition. So overall all the grades will appear here. So this is all about the Google Classroom. We gone through the stream, classwork, people, grade part, and everything. Most of the important point we covered in this session. The difference, as I said, I'll let you know the difference between the personal Gmail account Google Classroom and G Shoot Google Classroom. So there is a difference. One difference is the storage. In G Shoot account holder, you have 5 TB storage. So storage is not an issue if I am using a G Shoot account. And another advantage is the G Shoot account holder, they have a option of originality check of the assignment part. Just see here that Google Classroom I have opened via my G Shoot account. Here you can see while I'm creating a assignment, here I have option check plagiarism. Check plagiarism. So you can enable originality report on 3 assignment per class. Check plagiarism means that Google search engine will search whatever they searchable within the Google search engine and show you the plagiarism originality report. That feature is available under the G Suite account holder Google Classroom only. That is the one more advantage in G Suite account holder. That plagiarism originality check report, 3 report per classroom. That is a limitation in the Google Classroom. But with the personal Gmail here, that option is not there. So you can see I just okay. Let me edit this one, then I'll show you. Once I click edit, here you can see nothing is visible here. The originality check with the personal Gmail account. But if I just look on the uh, G Suite account Google Classroom, then that option will appear. Check plagiarism. And another advantage in the G Suite account holder is while we are creating a quiz. Now here you can see the grade importing option is available. Grade import in the G Suite account holder, and here the personal when we created the quiz. So come back here. Let me open the quiz edit here. So here you can see grade import option is not here. That is my personal Gmail account, and that is my G Suite Google Classroom account. So import grading option is here, and that plagiarism check option is here. But here in my personal, no plagiarism, no the grade importing option, and also storage is one of the another advantage. So that is the little bit difference between the personal Gmail account holder and the G Suite account holder. So if you don't have G Suite account, don't worry about that. Just carry on with your personal account and just create your Google Classroom activity. G Suite have some other another check and balances account. So if you have G Suite account, you can continue with that one. And if you have personal, just continue with that one. So no issue in that one. Just carry on with your Google Classroom activity, upload your material, share with the student, and upload the assignment, check their assignments, and you can do all these kind of activity quiz and like that. So there are some more advanced features also available, but I think in the beginning just start using this beautiful platform Google Classroom in your day-to-day teaching learning activity. That's help you a lot. These all this Google Classroom is one of the MOOCs delivery platform for the beginners. I can say it's a beginner, or some advanced option is also available. That's totally depend on how we can explore it more and more. That is very easy and beautiful platform is available. We can use it any advanced level as well. That's totally depend on us, but at least start with these small feature whatever I have just explained you right now in the Google Classroom. This is one of the product of Google and available freely on cloud for this teaching learning activity. So thank you so much. Thank you.